Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Ciao! Welcome to What's on Tap podcast for our special edition Italian beers.
And it's we're doing Italian beers specifically because you went to Italy.
I did. I went to Rome, and I went to Naples, and I went to a little island called Procida.
Procida.
It was wonderful.
Oh,
it was so picturesque and just straight out of a movie. And if you ever go to the Isle of Procida, it was featured in a movie once. Back in the early 90s, there was a film called Il Postino, or The Postman.
Oh, I know about The Postman.
Yes. I think it won or was nominated for the Best Foreign Language Film the year it came out in
nice.
I want to say 94 or something like that. And then the actor who was the lead, I think, died right before it was released or something.
Oh, no.
I can't remember something like that. But anyway, they'll remind you that Il Postino was filmed there. But it's a very picture postcard kind of surreal, like, I can't believe this is a thing that actually exists kind of place.
Cool.
But yeah, if you're ever in Naples, two things you need to realize. One, it's probably the dirtiest city I've ever been in Europe. It is just trash everywhere. And traffic laws don't seem to exist there.
No.
I thought Rome was bad. I thought Rome was like high stakes, like driving. No. Naples is where it's at. If you want to feel like, you can just drive however you want, whenever you want. Traffic lights don't mean much. And then, you're basically just taking your life in your own hands. Naples is really the place to be.
Traffic accident central.
There wasn't. That was a surprising part.
Because everyone is driving the same way.
Everyone is driving the exact same way. I think the problem would be is if you didn't have experience driving in Naples, then you would have a problem. Because what would happen was there'd be a traffic light, and then everyone, instead of like staying in lanes, every car just crowds into a section. Like if there's a spot, a car will crowd and drive around other cars just to get closer to the traffic light. And then as soon as the traffic light changes, all of the scooters that are embedded in the traffic just zoom out first. And then the cars kind of start to move around. And then they just kind of somehow... So if you're trying to if you're in a lane and you realize like, oh, we're in the far lane and we need to make a right turn, somehow they just go from the far left lane and just make that right turn. It's amazing. And like I said, there was no traffic accidents. I don't understand how it works. But I saw driving there that, quite frankly, boggles the mind. But what's also neat is you can just, start walking across the street, and yet somehow people will stop for you.
Wow! I
know, it's really the weird part. It's like you just have to commit. Like if you just go, traffic will slow down, and you can cross. Because there weren't any. I mean, there were crosswalks, but
no one cared.
No one cared.
No.
But there were not many. What do you call it? Crosswalks with walking and don't walk signs. No. But really enjoyed Naples. A lot of people would say no, but I thought it was quite an interesting city. And Rome was also a lot of fun, and mostly a lot of good drinking down there these days. The beer scene is really, it's not, I would say, as good as other parts of Europe. When it comes to stouts and IPAs and kind of the more popular trends in beers, Italy still, or at least the Rome area, is still working on building up those expertise.
Okay.
A lot of beer makers in Italy, like tons and tons of beer makers, not doing really good hazy IPAs right now, or really big stouts, but a lot of really good kind of like lagers and wheat beers and barley wines and things like that. So while I was there, I picked up, I think I brought back like 8 to 10 cans and bottles to try with you and to have on the show. And we picked 2 from the selection. One from kind of an up-and-coming brewery called Rebel, and one from kind of like the craft beer darling called CRAK, which is a CRAK. They kind of started the craft beer revolution in Italy.
And we've seen them on in European beer festivals.
Yeah.
We've even seen them at the Brewski Bowl.
Yeah, they have really, really picked up and have been doing some pretty good double IPAs and IPAs and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to this one in particular. But we will get to it second, because first we have a 6% milkshake IPA limited edition from Rebel called, Abbronzatissima. You can also try to pronounce that.
Abbronzatissima.
Right. It's pretty. It goes pretty well until you get to that second half of the word. And you're like, oh, there's just too many letters there now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's try this out.
Light yellow color.
Yeah.
Very hazy.
It smells good though.
Smells a little zesty.
Oh yeah, definitely got some lemon on the nose there. So that's good, because lemons are really big in southern Rome, or
Yes.
southern Italy.
Let's try
All right.
it.
Cheers.
A lot of lemon on that one.
Oh yeah, it's zesty, a little like a little slightly bitter lemon. I'm not really getting the milkshakey part of it, even though I'm sure there is lactose in it. Yeah, lactose. It's the spices, unfiltered and unpasteurized craft beer.
Yeah, the aftertaste is quite herbal.
Herbal. Yes.
Is it Americans or British? Americans say herb.
No, we say herb. We drop H's.
Who says herb? No one?
The British.
Really?
Don't you? Have you never seen Eddie Izzard's stand up where he goes?
I don't remember.
We say herb and not herb because there's a fucking H. That's how you remember.
Okay, so it has a quite herbal
Yes,
aftertaste.
it is a little herbal, maybe a little grassy even.
Yeah, I think that the main taste of the lemons and the aftertaste don't really fit together. They're two quite separate beasts.
Yeah, and for a milkshake IPA, of which we've had many, it doesn't really fit that demarcation. I think for this to be I want it to be more lemon forward, and the citrusy lemony part is kind of it's there, but it's not really a dominant lemon flavor.
Did you, when you read the name, did you say that this was the lemon edition? Yeah, you did say that.
Yes.
Because my mind went blank, so when I tasted it, I was like, "Oh, lemons!" But to the listeners, they were like, "Yes,
Yes.
we have assumed that since Stefan said the word lemon edition."
Adoy.
That makes a lot more sense. Of course, there are lemons in it.
Yes. But I wish it was more lemon. I want it to be more lemon forward.
I want more lemon in the aftertaste.
Yeah.
Because that's what the first flavor promises.
Mm-hmm. And that's what kind of smells as lemon too. Mm-hmm. But you don't get that nice lemony citrus lactosey kind of finish, which I was hoping for.
No, the ending kind of falls a little bit flat,
Yeah.
but it's still a good beer. I like it. I like the more lemon edition beers, please.
Yeah, it shows promise, and it's one of the reasons why I picked this up, because I wanted to try something from a younger, up and coming brewery. So what do you give this one?
Either a low 3.75 or a 3.5. Probably 3.5.
I'm giving it a 3.5 as well.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent 3.5. Like I said, if it had more lemon, I think it could really push it to a 3.75 or even a 4.
Yes.
But it kind of falls flat on that promise.
And I think when it comes to milkshake IPAs, I think I want them to be a little bit more full-bodied, because the lactose usually brings that. This feels more like a thinner regular IPA.
I agree. That's my other thing, is I think that the body on it's also kind of letting me down a little bit. I think if the lemon was there, you could kind of forgive the body, because you'd be like, ooh, zesty.
Yes.
But if without the lemon and without the fullness of the milkshakey part, it just feels a little bit flat.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we have something from CRAK Brewery called Discovery Nove. And it's a double dry hop IPA coming in at 7.5% ABV. And
we don't know what it's double dry hop with.
Oats, hops, yeast.
Oh, those hops.
Yep.
I've heard about those. Let's see if the internet...
The internet might be able to give you some indication of what they got on there. But this definitely looks much more like kind of a hazy IPA.
Okay, so this is a large series of beers. CRAK Discovery. 8, 6, 7, 5, 3... they're counting.
Yeah.
1, 2,
And this
3,
is,
4, 5. So Nove would be...
I guess, 9?
Maybe. Yeah, 9.
Yeah.
It, however, does not say what the hops it is. But they've used a new dry hopping technique.
Okay.
So there's that.
All right.
We don't know what the new dry hopping technique is. So this one is much darker than the lemon edition Abbronzatissima.
We'll just keep trying that.
Yeah.
every couple of minutes, we'll just have to try to reproduce.
Abbronzatissima. Maybe.
Abbronzatissima. Yeah. That sounds right.
I think that's the
that's
closest anyone will ever get.
You know, we were talking to this Italian guy at this pizza restaurant, and he actually said, oh, "Mamma mia," with his little rolled his eyes and shook his hand. I'm like, "Is this happening right now?" This is the most cliched Italian thing I could possibly think of, and someone's actually doing it.
I love it. What does it smell like? Doesn't smell that much.
It smells like, I don't know, maybe if I had a better nose for hops, I could definitely tell you exactly what this hops is, because it's a very familiar smell. And I don't think it's Strata, but it could be somewhere in that
maybe
that family.
Let's try it.
If Mark was here, he could tell us.
Yes.
All right, cheers. It's quite nice. It's got kind of a sweet up front with a bitter finish.
Some grass, a little bit of weed.
Yeah, it's a little minerally, I think.
Yeah.
I like the carbonation on it. It's a nice body to it.
A little bit fizzy in the mouth. No one says what.
No one says anything.
We want the hops. So they took the recipe of one of their best double dry hop IPAs, the beer called Giant Double Step, and did a double dry hop at different temperatures. So I will actually go to find Giant Double Step.
Yeah.
We will soon know. We will know nothing.
Yeah,
We're
no better off than when we first started.
nowhere near. This research has led us to a dead end.
Yeah. But CRAK has been doing some good stuff. They're definitely in the forefront of craft brewing in Italy. I thought Brewfist was around before CRAK, but maybe I was wrong. Or maybe Brewfist isn't as widely distributed through Italy as...
We were talking about Brewfist a while ago. They've kind of slightly disappeared from the face of the earth. I brought one Brewfist beer a while ago for us to drink. But
I tried a Brewfist when I was in Italy, but it wasn't there weren't a lot of them. It was kind of hard to find. There were several other newer, younger breweries. But if you wouldn't have looked on tap, most of them were getting around a 3.5, 3.75 kind of rating, which means that they're up and coming, still trying to establish themselves, work out their kinks and stuff. But when you go into the beer shops and hear the people talk about it, man, no matter where you go in the world, you go to a beer shop, they've got their pattern down. These hops are super fresh.
Yeah.
It just came in. It's so amazing. It's so young. You're just gonna love this, and you're like, all right, okay.
And then you drink it and you go, meh.
Well, that's beer.
I don't really know what to say about this one. The flavors, they're almost...
I think it's well made, but I don't think it's particularly memorable.
No.
It's not a bad beer, but it's not something that you're going to go, hey, remember that time we had that CRAK beer? That Discovery Nove? That was amazing.
Yeah, I don't think we will remember.
It'll be whenever you're doing your list of how many beers have you tried from one particular brewery. Oh, I've tried 4 or whatever kind of list.
when did I do that?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Now, after the aftertaste, the lingering flavor in my mouth is not that pleasant. It's kind of too grassy, too green, too minerally. The remaining bitterness.
You don't like the grassiness in beers, or you think this one just is coming across as particularly grassy?
I like it when it's like in your face, like bam, together with other flavors. But when it's this lingering bitterness, it's more like I've been chewing on some cut grass.
As you usually tend to do.
Yes,
I know when you're walking around town, you see someone that's just freshly cut their grass. You're just like, rah, 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 rah.
Yes, just going around grazing and regurgitating like a cow.
Pretty much. Yeah, I can't argue too much with you. I think it's better than the first one,
but only slightly.
So I think I will give this a 3.75.
I will as well. If I give it lower, I need to lower the lemon drop, and I don't want to.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about it. I think this is definitely a better beer, but this is one of those, like, if one's a 3.5, this one's like a 3.6. Yeah. 3.65, something like that, really. We only do quarters on this show, not
exactly
other random demarket. This is like a 3.63.
Wow. 6.333, repeating, of course.
No, 7.4218.
Wow.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's good to have. It's good to be forced to make the distinctions, because these beers they are different. I will put them in different rating categories, and that's good sometimes. When you just drink one beer in isolation, it's very easy for all beers to get clumped into the same general slot.
Yeah. And I mean, again, I think if we were to drink these on a hot summer day on a sidewalk in Rome, we might feel very different about them.
But we always say that, and I agree with the lemon edition, but I don't agree with the Discovery Nove. I don't think this one would fare better in the sun.
I think it would feel like it was weighing you down more.
Yeah.
Then I think the lemon edition would be light and kind of refreshing on a hot day.
Yes. So one of these, yes, it would improve in the sun, but the other one, I don't think it would. It's kind of too the hops are too murky and dark. You drink this one in like a cave, and you feel like this is a good beer for a cave.
This is the end of the night kind of beer where you're just like
maybe
tired and you're sitting at home and you're like, I just need a beer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
All right. Well, you can find us. I hope you enjoyed this Italy edition.
Ciao Bella edition.
Ciao Bella edition of What's on Tap podcast. You can find us online at Instagram, Facebook, what'sontappodcast.com, YouTube, Spotify.
And we're also on the ceiling of the 16th chapel.
Or the Sistine Chapel, whichever.
Did I just say 16th chapel?
Yes, you did.
Sometimes my English. Sometimes when I translate stuff in my brain.
How does that translate? What how do you just say Sistine Chapel in?
Sistinska.
Sistinska.
But so it's not 16th. That was just my brain picking the wrong words from my English vocabulary. You know I'm not a native speaker.
You're not.
What?
Yeah, you're confusing me here.
What? Thank you for the correction,
you're welcome.
Mr. Word Nazi.
You're welcome. I'm trying to help. I'm empowering you.
Oh, sure. So until next time.
Arrivederci. Oh, wait. No, that's French, isn't it?
No, arrivederci has to be Italian.
Is it? Does it have to be Italian?
Yeah.
All right. I was going to say buonasera. Buonasera.
That's Spanish.
Good evening. No.
Buonasera. That's Italian as well. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah,
all
of
right.
course.
Okay. Well, we fucked it all up. Keep drinking, you dum-dums.
Yeah.